Welcome everyone to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the DIRTKars Pro Late Models Series presented by Harpers Salvage. And right now we are actually getting ready for our first heat race here at Limaland Motorsports Park. We're going to have 5 drivers in each heat, and that'll determine the starting lineup. Here in this one, we got Mick Olofsson starting in first, Donnie Bartlett second, Quentin Reed is going to be starting third, Dennis Smith fourth, and starting last but not least, it's John Bartlett. Lights on the pace truck are off because I believe next time by we are going to be going green. Before we go green, I do want to thank tonight's sponsor, Harpers Salvage. If you're looking for salvaged used parts, then I've put their link in the description if you're interested. And also, thank you to Falcon Graphics. All right, here we go.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out here at Limaland Motorsports Park, and we're already side by side for the lead. He had a good start. Was the 29 of Donnie Bartlett. He slows down on the high side. Oh, and the 71 and the 51 get into it. Donnie Bartlett gets into the 51. We saw a little early wreck. That was Quentin Reed and Dennis Smith that got into it, but we stay green here because it is the heat race. With all that commotion, Mick Olofsson came back on top. He did start this race on the pole. This race is also a short 9 laps. And also one thing you might notice here is those white things on the bottom. Those are turtles, and if you get too low, you're going to hit them and it'll spin you around. Car can get caught on them, so these drivers are going to have to watch out for that. Quentin Reed is beginning to catch up to Mick Olofsson, 46-year-old from Bemidji. He's got Falcon Graphics on the car. Oh, there we go. He hit one of those turtles and that slowed him way down. So here comes the 71 of Quentin Reed on the bottom. Oh, they get into it. Drifting up the track is the 75 of Mick Olofsson. 2 to go, and Quentin Reed made the pass. Ooh, sliding, getting loose there was the 75 of Mick Olofsson. He's coming back on the bottom. Final lap. Here comes the 75 on the bottom. Oh, I think, yep, Quentin Reed is going to take the Heat Race 1 win, but as they cross the start-finish line, you could throw a blanket over the top 3. Quentin Reed, Mick Olofsson, and John Bartlett. As we are now gridding for our second heat race. Got John Foskey, Don Runkle Jr., Jacob Yeager, the chosen one, DC Smith, and Will Witt. And yes, that is actually his iRacing name, Jacob Yeager, the chosen one. As there goes the pace truck. Starting to move here. We're going to take, after this, we're going to take one more lap around this oval. Take a look at our race information. 78 degrees, 42% humidity, partly cloudy, and 5 miles per hour wind speed. The track temperature is actually cooler than the air temperature, 74, because it is dirt. It's clay. Clay is the material of this race surface. And we are entering into 3 and 4. And after this turn, we're going to be going green.
Green flag.
Green flag is out here for heat race number 2 at Limaland Motorsports Park. There they go, heading into turns 1 and 2. Looks like John Foskey might have hit one of the turtles there. And oh, we're 3 wide for the lead. Wheeling it down there. That's the 19 of Jacob Yeager, the chosen one. Also watch that 00 of Don Runkle Jr. They're still, ooh. Had a little bit of trouble there in 3 and 4 was the 00 of Don Runkle Jr. By the way, up front is John Foskey, and he won last race and the race before, so he's on a 2-win streak. Maybe trying to get a 3-peat here. Start to increase his gap a little bit as here comes Will Witt coming into the mix in that 35 machine. Very near the turtles there. They continue. Looks like Will Witt might be getting a run right now in that 35 machine with only 2 laps left in the heat race. Looks like he's clear of John Foskey right now. And they're very, very close to each other as we enter the final lap. It's going to be anyone's game here. But I think if he can get a good run here in 3 and 4, Will Witt is going to take it. But I don't know. He's getting a good run on the high side. Ooh, that was too close to call, but John Foskey is determined as the winner by iRacing. So we're now going to do a 3-minute warm-up just to give everybody a little bit more of a shakedown, get used to Limaland a little bit more, and then we're going to be going green. Just do want to mention last race, we went caution-free, 30 laps it went caution-free, saw 2 lead changes. John Foskey was the winner, and he led the most laps with 24. Dennis Smith led 6 laps and finished second. John Bartlett third. Zach McMillan finished fourth, and Mason Haney took fifth. And now, after that race, here's how the point situation is looking. We do see John Bartlett is currently the leader in points, although John Bartlett does not have a win. He has just been very, very consistent. He's a consistent driver with top 3s. He got a 3rd place last week. So, I mean, that's what you got to do. You just got to be consistent with your finishing results, and even if you don't get a win, you'll still do well in points. You got Mick Olofsson, 2nd in points. Will Witt is 3rd. Donnie Bartlett 4th. And then we have Zach McMillan 5th in points. So we'll also be watching who's going to be fastest in this warm-up. Right now, Dennis Smith, our runner-up from last race, is on the top of the board. The 23-year-old from Dudley, Georgia. People call him the Menace. Dennis the Menace Smith. And he was a menace last race, leading 6 laps and getting the runner-up finish. And he's trying to win this one. 12.89. This is time. There's Jacob Yeager, the chosen one from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, 22. Got D.C. Smith. There's Don Runkle Jr. He's actually got Mission 22 as his picture. Last Saturday, we did do the Mission 22 300, which was a great race. And since we did hit 1,000 subs on Facebook, and since the broadcasting did actually donate $50 to Mission 22. It's a great cause. Look it up and either maybe try to donate some money or some time to the organization. As looks like warm-up has been completed with Jacob Yeager, the chosen one, on the top of the board with a 12.89. Okay, here we go. 10 cars, only one can win. Here is your starting lineup presented by Harpers Salvage. Starting first in the 71 machine, we have Quentin Reed. Second place, it's John Foskey. Starting third, we have Mick Olofsson. Outside of him, we have Will Witt. And then rounding out your top 5, we have John Bartlett. Starting 6th, we have Jacob Yeager. 7th, it's Dennis Smith. 8th place, it's DC Smith. Starting 9th, we have Donnie Bartlett. And then starting last, but most certainly not least, we have Don Runkle Jr. Oh. Like Quentin Reed had some trouble there when we started to move here under pace lap. He'll fall to the back because of that, unless, he might try to make his way up to the front. So if that is the case, if he stays back there, then here on this front row, we got Mick Olofsson, and now on the outside, got Will Witt, John Foskey dropped to the back as well. There goes the pace truck. 45 laps here at Limaland. Green flag is out here again at Limaland Motorsports Park, and there goes the dirt starting to sling side by side for first place as we enter 3 and 4 here on this first lap. Will Witt running the outside. You got Mick Olofsson on the bottom. Man, look at that. Here comes also on the bottom, watch out, the 51 of Dennis Smith is also trying to challenge for the lead here. Right now he's trying to make a pass for second over the 35 of Will Witt. Extending his lead a little bit is Mick Olofsson in that 75 machine. Dennis Smith takes second, and we're 3 wide for third place between Jacob Yeager, the chosen one, John Bartlett, and John Bartlett and the 35 of Will Witt get into the wall. They're able to save it though, and that's going to give Jacob Yeager, the chosen one, the third position. Fighting back though is that 11 of John Bartlett. We also got Donnie Bartlett there as well. Looks like the field is pretty much single filed out for now. And a battle here for 5th between John Foskey and Donnie Bartlett. John Foskey started in the back of the pack. He's making his way up through the field. There he goes, moves up into the top 5, and he's now going to try starting. He's going to now try working on John Bartlett. Here we get the battle for 7th at Will Witt and Quentin Reed. Will Witt running on the bottom, gets a good run. He was involved in the incident earlier on with John Bartlett. Both of them got into the wall, so that put Will Witt behind. As we look here comes John Foskey trying now to start working on the 11 of John Bartlett. John Bartlett's trying to catch up there to Jacob Yeager, the chosen one. They were 3 wide between the chosen one, John Bartlett, and Will Witt before that incident that I mentioned earlier happened. Marietta, Ohio, 36-year-old John Bartlett. He is our points leader. As we look back up front, he's holding steady. He's got a nice gap over Dennis Smith. That's Mick Olofsson. Here's Dennis the Menace Smith from Dudley, Georgia. And here goes John Foskey again working on the 11 of John Bartlett. And he's running the bottom. We got John Bartlett on the top. hasn't been quite able to get by him. There's John High Roller Foskey. Bartlett. Got Will Witt trying to catch up to him. Will Witt's all decked out with Harpers Salvage, which is our sponsor for tonight's race. Again, I did put the link to their website in the description. They specialize in used salvage parts, so if you're interested in that. Don Runkle Jr. That's a quick look at our field right now. With under 25 laps left. Does Dennis Smith have anything for Mick Olofsson? Ooh, he's slinging up there on the top. He's getting up there to that back bumper. Ooh, both of them. He's getting under the 75. And when these two battle, it might slow them down, and then Jacob Yeager, the chosen one, can come in behind them. Yeah, they're side by side as they cross the line here at Limaland. These two are closely battling right now for that top spot. There's the battle for third. John Bartlett, I think right now, if they keep it up, the battle for third might converge into the battle of, oh my gosh! There goes. Yep. Oh, we're still side by side. And there they go. Taking the lead is the 51 of Dennis Smith. Coming back, though, is the 75 of Mick Olofsson. And they cross the line. It's going to be 15 laps to go. Dennis Smith, as soon as he took the lead, he's already increased his lead to a second. We've seen that before, where once a driver gets into the lead, they just run away with it. Remember at Weed Sport, John Bartlett led most of the race, and then with 17 to go, John Foskey took the lead, and he just ran away with it. Speaking of John Foskey, he's moved into second now. See if he has enough time to track down the 51 of Dennis Smith.
Is out. Caution is out.
Yellow flag is out! With our first caution. Here's a look at the incident. Watch the 19 of Jacob Yeager, the chosen one. He's got Donnie Bartlett trying to make a pass on the outside. Let's see. And then he slides up the track. Maybe a little bit of net code right up into the 29 of Donnie Bartlett. And that's how the caution flag came out. As lights on the pace truck off. As we enter here in 3 and 4, we're going to be going back green. There goes the pace truck, and we are back green here at Limaland for 12 laps here to decide this race. As here's John Foskey trying to take the lead away from Dennis Smith. He's also got Mick Olofsson and John Bartlett hot on his heels. So we're now 10 laps to go in this event. John Foskey's trying everything he can to try to get up there to Dennis Smith. Both of these two were in the top 2 last race and battled. 28. He's trying everything he can, trying the high side, trying the low side, trying to see what is working for him. Here's a look at Johnny Bartlett trying to catch John. Here's the battle for, what is this, 5th? Will Witt coming here. Oh, and there's also Quentin Reed. Will Witt sliding it there. Yeah, Mick running that high side. Yeah, Will Witt. He hit a turtle earlier. There's also the 71 of Quentin Reed there as well. 3 laps to go. We have John Foskey and Dennis Smith here. When they cross the line, we're going to have 1 lap to go. Presented by Harpers Salvage. And I think with this is extended gap, unless something bad happens here to Dennis Smith, gonna get the win here. Yep, he had a last little try there to get the lead, but Dennis Smith is gonna take the win here. At Limaland Motorsports Park, John Foskey second, John Bartlett third. We'll go over the rest of the finishing results later, but that was the top 3. As they're gonna line up for the Dirt Cars picture. Dennis Smith has to join in the picture. There he goes. Nice photo. 51, 28, and 11. John Foskey's mainly disconnected, so we're now going to take a look at the final results here, presented by Harpers Salvage. Your winner, Dennis Smith of Misfits Racing, number 51, takes the win here at Limaland Motorsports Park. John Foskey finishes second. Third place ended up being John Bartlett. Fourth was Donnie Bartlett. And then rounding out your top 5, it's Quentin Reed. Sixth place was Will Witt. Seventh was D.C. Smith. 8th place ended up going to Mick Olofsson. 9th is Don Runkle Jr. And then finishing last but not least, we have Jacob Yeager, the chosen one. You have all 3 drivers in the waiting room. So let's go ahead and start off by pulling out third place, John Bartlett. Hey, John, this is Atlee in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sweet. Well, that was a great race. You ended up making up 2 positions. Started in 5th here in the race. Made a couple passes and got your way up to the 3rd position. And that's where you ended up finishing. I mean, what happened here at Limaland from your point of view?
Oh, it was fun. Real good and close, clean racing there. Give it up to John getting around me there. I was trying to keep him behind me. I knew if I kept him behind me, I had a good chance there, but he fought his way over and got around me on the high side. I went low, tried to get around the 19, and when John got on the high side, I was like, son of a gun, he's got it. So hats off to him, and good job, Dennis. I know that they keep beating me every week, and they just swap spots this time, so eventually I'll get up there.
Right, you're still the points leader just because you've had consistent top threes, but I do have a question. How did the track evolve throughout this race, and where did you find yourself running at certain points in the race?
Fastest way around is definitely on that high side. With everyone being there, you just got to get some balls and try it down there on the bottom side, and hopefully you can get a slide job and pass it off clean.
Yeah, we did see a couple of slide jobs, but again, congratulations on third place. Any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank before we let you go?
I'd like to thank you for broadcasting once again, Mick for putting on this league, and this Falcon graphics that he's got all over my car, my brother for letting me put the sim up in his room and letting me do this every week, so appreciate everybody.
Sweet. Well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week.
I'll try.
All right, sweet. Let's now pull in second place, John Foskey. John High Roller Foskey, excuse me. All right. Hey, John, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Sweet. Well, looks like the positions were flipped there. You started the race in second. You ended up falling back to the back under pace lap, and you worked your way all the way back up to second, and you just couldn't quite catch up there to Dennis Smith. But I mean, what happened here at Limaland Motorsports Park from your point of view?
Yeah, I knew I was gonna start in the rear in the feature. They have a rule saying if you win 2 races, you get to the back, which is fine. But yeah, I knew I was gonna be back there, so I was just practicing in the heat race, trying to figure the track out where it was gonna be at. And the feature, we got going there, and I kind of felt like it was gonna be a long green flag run. So I was trying to get some positions before caution came out, and I think I got up to like 5th or something like that. Then John was racing me there for a little bit, kind of got tied up with him, wasted a couple laps. But after I got by him, tried to get by Mick and them, and got by them, and just wasn't enough time to get to Dennis.
Sweet. Well, so with you starting in the back, because you did have 2 wins, I mean, what was your strategy about how are you going to try to make up all those positions?
Just play it smart. I mean, that's a tight little track, and these cars are a handful. And I know a lot of times we're 2 and 3 wide, so I kind of played it smart, made my moves at the right time. Just trying to be cautious, get through the field, and then when I got up to like 3rd or 4th, wherever it was, I really started pushing, and I just didn't have enough there at the end.
Yep, definitely playing it smart is what you got to do. But great job here at Limaland. Anybody you'd like to thank, shout-outs, or sponsors before we let you go?
Shout out to everybody in that race. That was a fun race. Everybody was clean. Like, it was really fun. So shout out to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's how racing's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun for the drivers. But great job here at Limaland, and hopefully we'll see another great performance next week.
All right, thank you.
And then last but not least, let's pull in Dennis Smith. Dennis the Menace. Yo. Hey, Dennis, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Sweet. Well, looks like their positions were flip-flopped from last week, and you ended up getting the win. Started all the way in 7th. You were the biggest mover of the race. You made your way all the way up to 1st. And once you got the lead from Mick, you just ran away with it from there. But, I mean, what happened here at Limaland from your point of view?
Man, that was a great race. Hats off to the guys. You know, they did an awesome job. I think we only ended up with 1 caution. You know, I got up to 2nd, and I figured if I could have just got by him just enough to get into some clean air, I'd be fine. And finally, the outside started to come in pretty good, so I snuck around him up there and we crisscrossed back and forth for a few laps, and I just want to shout him out. That was great driving on his part.
You did have John Foskey. He was right behind you. Did you think that he was going to be able to catch up to you?
He definitely, when he pulled up next to me under that caution, I knew what he was doing. He's playing a little mind game with me. I knew he was coming. I knew he was back there. It was just a matter of time, I guess. He just didn't have enough laps to get it done, because I know surely he definitely would have caught me if we had time.
I got you. Well, congratulations on first place. Anybody you'd like to thank, sponsors, or shout-outs before I let you go?
Just a shout out to the guy that finished second, John Foskey. He helps me out a lot with all of my racing stuff. Shout out my girlfriend Lizzie. I think that's gonna do it. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting this and putting this on for us every week.
Man, we appreciate it. It's always a fun time. So thank you for the interview, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That was a great race here at Limaland Motorsports Park. And next week we are going to be at Volusia. That should be another fun dirt race here. And then also starting next week, we are also going to have, adding to our Thursday night schedule, the iOS Dirt Dominator Series. So we are excited for that. But thank you everyone for watching this broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as we are on the road to 2,000 on Facebook and 1,000 on YouTube and Twitch. And also, make sure to check us out on Twitter as well. So I'm Atman Weiss, and on behalf of the whole Intensity Broadcasting team, thank you so much for watching, and please join us next time. Over and out.